Hi guys, it's Uncle Lennon here, and today I'm going to talk about education. I was in 7th grade when I was first removed from the traditional education system, like grades 1 through 12, middle school and high school. Uh, and it was kind of a scary thing for me. See, I was removed because I failed all but one class, and that was Phy Ed, and it's really not hard to pass Phy Ed. I'm a really active kid. Um, I was put into the charter school system because I was testing really high. Like I was intelligent, but I wouldn't apply myself in school. I was removed from the charter school system because I was failing all but one class, and that was Phy Ed. And my school, like staff, believed that it would be better fit for me to be put into a charter school program. Um, in my area, in the charter school I go to, they have what's like, I don't know, they have like a group system. Like, I went to the charter school and we were in like a house instead of a school setting. We had this like actual house that had been modified, brought up the regulations for schools. But we had couches, we had like kitchen tables, we sat in groups, kind of like you would in lower grade levels. Um, and we did all of our curriculum on a computer. It used to be a program called NovaNet, but we've recently switched over to Apex, which is a same program, sort of, but a little bit different way of presenting it. And we were told that we couldn't pass with anything less than a B. We had to get at least 80% before we could pass. So that's mastery rating. That means you're going to graduate with at least, a 3.0 grade point average. And that was weird, like a kid failing gets put into a school where he has to now do better than normal. But the point is that we are taught in a different way than traditional school kids are. We are allowed to retake things which might be considered cheating in traditional school settings. But what in fact it does is we reteach everything that we don't understand properly. And that's a good thing in my opinion. It makes learning a whole lot more fun and easy. Like I learn more, but it's easier for me to absorb the information. Now, the point I want to get to is the American education system is broken. When I got into my charter school, I was allowed to choose the curriculum I did, so I focused on my strong points, which is reading and language arts. Those are easy for me, right? So I just did them and got away with it, because you're not required to do anything every year. But I started in 7th grade, and by 12th grade I had to meet a certain credit requirement to graduate, and that's normal for every kid. But because I skipped out on math for so long, was actually because I skipped out of math when I was in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, right up until I was put into the charter school. And I had no basic math elements in my head. I couldn't multiply, I couldn't divide, I didn't know basic order of operations right up until 2 weeks ago. I didn't know any basic things. And it really messed me up. And in the traditional school setting, when I would fail a math class, the teachers would just kind of push me on to the next teacher because they didn't want to, deal with the whole reteaching things, and they didn't, they're just like, oh, the next teacher will catch it, and none of the next teachers caught it. And that's broken. I failed my way all the way till middle school, and then when I actually had to do good, I failed even more. I couldn't comprehend things, and none of the teachers could slow down enough because there was, 300 more kids that they had to teach. None of them could slow down enough to, help me along and teach me the basics so that I could understand what they were trying to teach the rest of the kids. So I just failed, and I failed, and I failed quietly. I was not an obnoxious kid. I was not a bad kid. I just sat in the back of the classroom. I didn't do my homework because I didn't understand it. I just failed quietly, and every teacher was okay with that. I mean, I'm sure that most of them had, problems with it, but they just couldn't do it. And that's not their fault. It's the traditional school setting's fault. The way the school setting is built, it just can't keep up with its own pace, and really, it's running on its last limb here. Like, there are so many kids who need basic, like, math and English foundations that they can't learn. They can't stop. They can't stop because they can't they're going to end up failing, and they're not going to graduate high school, and they're just going to end up in a dead-end job at McDonald's. Not everybody. I mean, Bill Gates dropped out of college or high school. But the thing is, it shouldn't have to be that way. You shouldn't have to be lucky and make billions of dollars or get stuck at McDonald's. And again, I got off track, but here's my point, or here's my debate here, is a charter school system where we are limited to 80 kids, and we're taught mastery level, but it takes, a little bit more effort and a little bit more more teachers. We have 80 kids and 6 teachers, so it's more manpower. We also are taught a little bit differently, and it requires every kid to have their own laptop and that sort of thing. Would that work better? Or would a restructuring of the traditional school setting work? In my opinion, right now, the traditional setting is screwed. You can't fix it. It is beyond repair. So my question is, in your opinion, from what you know, I obviously did not give a full description of charter schools for those of you who don't know, but those of you who do, or from what I've given you, do you think it's a good idea for us to expand and, increase the amount of money that we put into charter schools to help some more of those kids who need that help? Is that a good idea, or do you think it's a bad idea and it's just a waste of time? I'd love to hear your opinions. I know there aren't a whole lot of you who watch these videos, but any comments would be great. Thank you. And as always, have a nice day.